Leave me be!
The rage of the Titans fuel your blades, Kratos.
I cannot read the words while they attack! I have forgotten the words!
Read it.
Hear me, sisters who control the threads!
Keep going. Read it.
Hear me, sisters who control the threads!
Keep going.
Another searches for what only the sisters may give.
Read it!
As proof that he is worthy. No! Please, no! I cannot do it!
Read!
Accept this sacrifice of my blood.
done, warrior. With this sacrifice, you have proven your resolve to seek out the Sisters of Fate. However, this is but a small step in your quest to gain an audience with us. We will never allow you to reach our sacred temple, Kratos.
Kratos, you know not what you do. There are things far more important than your revenge. Zeus did what he must to protect Olympus. Gaia speaks nothing but half-truths and falsehoods. The Titans are not to be trusted. In you Zeus feared the destruction of all he stands for.
of your blades cross.
I will not let you reach the sisters. 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 I will not let you reach the sisters.
I will not let you reach the sisters.
Read the words.
Hear me, noble sisters who forge our destinies. Another seeks an audience to change their fate.
Read.
As proof that he is worthy. No, Kratos! This will be the end of us all! You must stop!
This is your purpose. Die with honor.
I give my blood to illuminate the way.
Kratos, like the fiery phoenix who is resurrected from his ashes, you too search for a second chance at life. Find these ashes and free the phoenix. Only then will you find the path to the Temple of the Face.
ashes of the Phoenix. Only fire will set him free.
I have come too far to fail!
You?
My lord?
I told you to return to Sparta! Why do you leave Sparta unprotected?
Sparta is no more.
What treachery is this?
Zeus. He came under the cloak of darkness into Sparta. Keep watch. The people cried out for you. They begged for their god to save them. But you did not come. I was left with no choice. I had to seek out the sisters to change the fate of our beloved Sparta. For I am all that is left. Now you are all that is left. I have faith that our brothers of Sparta will live on through the true God of War.
Is this how you face me, coward? I am through doing the bidding of the gods. Come down here and face me now, Zeus! I cannot change my fate! I cannot change my fate! I grow tired of the lies of the gods! I am so sorry, my love. Can you ever forgive me?
All is not lost, Kratos. You must go on. There is much at stake here.
I cannot defeat the gods.
Victory favors you, Kratos. But you must grab hold of your destiny and command it. There is a war on the horizon, and we need you to lead us into battle.
To what end?
The death of Zeus. If you relent, Zeus will torment you still. He will not rest knowing you live. And when you die, his brother Hades will see that your soul is tortured for all eternity. You will have no rest until you destroy him. Take within you this fire that burned your beloved Sparta. Let it fuel your rage and hasten your steps towards destiny. The time to act is upon us, Kratos. This battle is just the beginning of a great war that is to come.
been expecting you.
Out of my way.
Your resolve is admirable, even if it is misguided. None can change their destiny, Kratos. We sisters determine the fate of all. It was I who deemed that the Titans lose the Great War, and I who have allowed you to come this far. It is not your destiny to kill Zeus.
You no longer control my destiny.
I see Gaia has filled you with her lies.
I have warned you. Let me pass.
You have always amused us, Kratos. But know this, mortal. There is no power greater than the Sisters of Fate. If you challenge us, you will die.
Let the rain...
You do not defy fate, Kratos! For we have woven the events of your life. And now, that life is at an end. We control your destiny, foolish mortal! With a win, we can end your life! Or allow you to live. Search your memory, Kratos. The sword which you stand on delivered your victory against Ares. Without it, you will be the one who dies this day, not Ares. We can change your past and set your future. This is the power of the Fates!
Age of the Titans, fuel your blades, Kratos. Kratos. This power was never meant for a mortal like you!
It is through my threads that all life is born. You must not tamper with destiny. You will destroy everything.
Clotho weaves the thread of life for every mortal, god and titan. Find your thread, and you will be able to control the mirrors of the fates, the source of their power, and use them as a gateway to return to the time when Zeus betrayed you.
You were not meant to travel through the mirrors of destiny. You are meddling with powers that you do not understand. This horror was never meant for mortal hands.
power of the Fates resides within these great mirrors. Find your thread, and you will be able to control the mirrors, and use them as a gateway to return to the time when Zeus betrayed you.
Even now, as you draw your last breath, you continue to defy me? No matter. What? How can this be? The Sisters of Fate have aided you. Unexpected.
The sisters are dead.
I underestimated you. A mistake I do not intend to repeat. Show the true power of a god.
powers are no match for me.
To kill you, Zeus! I'd let you destroy Sparta.
Let the rage of the Titans drive your will.
For me, I will show you no mercy.
I would make you pay for what you did!
I am through playing with you, Kratos!
Release me from this torment of mine.
I will release you from your life, my son, but your torment is just beginning.
You cannot do this, Kratos!
You dare stand against me, Athena?
I do not wish to fight you, Kratos, but I will defend Olympus!
Know this, my son. You have started a war you cannot possibly win. The fates have already deemed me victorious.
No, Kratos! Stop!
Athena! No! Why do you sacrifice yourself?
To save Olympus,
I do not seek to destroy Olympus, only Zeus.
Zeus is Olympus.
He brought this to himself.
Because of fear, Kratos. A fear felt by his father, Kronos. A fear that wrought the Great War. A fear that drove Zeus to kill you. His own son.
His son?
Just as Zeus was compelled to destroy his father, Kronos. You are compelled to do the same. No son should destroy his own father.
No, I have no father.
God after God will deny you, Kratos. They will protect Zeus. Zeus must live so that Olympus will prevail.
If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die. I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end.
Remember, Kratos, you have the power to control time itself. We have been expecting you, Ghost of Sparta. The gods are far too powerful for us to defeat now.
All on Olympus tremble at my name. Zeus is weak. Ares and Athena are dead, and I wield the blade. We can win the Great War, but not in this time. Together, we will destroy the petty gods, and we will see Olympus crumble before us. Come with me, Gaia. Return to my time. Victory awaits.
We have faced far worse than this one fallen mortal. But we are the gods. We whom the mortals worship. We who rule over this land. We who will not be swept aside by this petulant fool. Brothers, put aside the petty grievances that have splintered us for so long. We will unite, we will stand together, and I will wipe out this plague. Olympus will prevail.
Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
What are you working on here?
Lunch. This is a monumentous occasion. This is the first lunch I'm gonna make and take to work because so far multiple people at work and my mother have told me to stop missing lunch because meetings tend to go long and I never get a chance to eat. So I end up eating like a bag of Doritos. So now I'm gonna have an apple and a sandwich. This is my first title as game director. First time in the chair of game director. I expected it to be hard work, but the sheer volume of work and the amount of stuff you have to carry in your head and be on about all the time is staggering. It's huge. I'm such a fucking horrible sandwich maker. This shows my true inexperience. I want to take what we started and push it 10 times further, you know, get more of the story, more of the mythology embedded in while picking up all the things that we felt, wow, we could have really done this better. All right, all set for school. You know, it's my face and my name out there that if this is bad, I'm the guy. You're the guy that fucked up God of War, you know, like that weighs heavily. I truly believe that we are putting absolutely everything we can into this thing.
First, I want to apologize for my voice. It's a little rough. I was in Phoenix yesterday watching a football game, so it'll be cracking on and off. Go Rams. Where's Ken? Ken? Anyway. Am I scared or nervous about doing the job? Yes, terrified. But the reality, and the good fortunate thing is, only when I get a chance to think about it. I'm not given much opportunity to think about it.
We're starting to get to the point where we have a lot of stuff done, and it's going to be cool to start showing it to everybody.
For the most part in the project, I'm, kind of an information person, going to different departments and like a sponge, soak up as much information as I can so I can direct people in the proper way. It's very, very challenging. At times it can be incredibly stressful, like right now.
Let's get back to it.
It's Rita calling from Sony. In terms of our new leads in the departments, and they're rising from a senior level environment artist to an art director, from an art director to a producer, from a lead animator to a game director. It's really a testament to the level of skill that each individual brings, that they have that multifaceted background, or at least the drive to pursue something and pursue it at 110%.
So you can't jump onto the chain until you activate it. The way a game director works at Sony, you gotta have your hands in everything. Maybe much to the dismay of some of the other people, you're the quality control, you're the check to make sure that everything stays within the realm, the mythos that we've created with God of War. I'm in meetings right from when I get in, probably till about 7 or 8, sometimes later than that at night, and then I actually have other work that I have to get done. instead of just sitting around talking like a gas bag. So it sounds like I'm bitching about it, but you know what? It's not. I'm totally into it. I love it, but it's definitely bigger than I had ever imagined.
One of the biggest new elements I've had to mentally deal with is the idea that as a producer, you're essentially everyone's boss, so you do wield a considerable amount of quote-unquote power. From the creative side of things, it's probably the one thing I have to constantly put a check on. From where I came from, I was way more involved in the creative. That's nice. As a producer, every time I make a comment on the creative, I have to make sure that I'm cautioning it with the idea of, hey, look, this is one creative mind coming to you with an opinion.
This scene is so fucked up, it doesn't, I mean, it's like, where do you start? There's a lot to be learned about just interacting with people and keeping my cool as much as I can, and not trying to offend people. Like on the last project and up until I started as an art director, I was very blunt and kind of, sometimes I might have had kind of like, a fuck it attitude, but now I have to be a lot more political about things. And it's actually like, the more I do it, the more I understand it, the more I enjoy it.
Something that we decided when we originally started the Santa Monica studio was to go for a very open plan office, so that everyone sits in an enormous room. There are very low dividers between different people's desks. We try and keep people sitting next to the people that they are directly working with. So, the combat guys have most to do with the animators, so they sit next to the animators. The production's sat slap bang in the middle of the floor. They basically can see everyone moving around. Everyone is near to the production department. The programmers are all sitting next to each other, and we sit near to the technical artists because they're people that we spend an enormous amount of time communicating with. So, the entire structure of the studio really aims at fostering easy communication that doesn't rely on email and doesn't rely on chance encounters in the hallway. It's very important that you make people talk to each other, and this seems to be a very good way of doing it.
Upon my initial observation, it was like, holy cow, everybody is there, and my desk in particular is right on the kind of the main thoroughfare, like I-5 running down the middle of sunny Santa Monica. So, I hear everybody walk by, I hear everybody's conversations. I prefer it just because, I can give Steve shit, or I can give Todd Pappy shit on my left, or whatever. I mean, for that, it's kind of a nice break than just locking yourself in your office.
First coming here, I liked everything about the place except for that aspect of it, is sitting in a big, basically like a gymnasium with a bunch of desks in it, and like you could hear like half of what people are talking about all over the place, and it might be kind of hard to get focused, but it really does bring out that collaborative experience. It's in your face. You see what everybody else is doing, so you end up understanding inherently from working here and walking, to go get a soda or something like that. You get an understanding subliminally of what's going on in the game.
When we want to get something in the game as simple as Kratos, the main character, goes up to a giant column in the world and grabs it, and then when the player rapidly presses the circle button, he's going to be able to like pull on it and then successfully pull the column down while the column breaks and shatters. There's enemies on top of it that end up falling and dying. Just that one sequence alone, you have to involve the level guys, because they basically have to create the space in which it takes place in. Those level guys will also be modeling the column. Animation has to wait until that column gets designed. Then effects have to get put on it. Then a designer has to put it in and attach it to the buttons. And then a sound person has to come in and attach the sounds on top of that. If any special code has to get done, meaning a tool needs to get written in order to get this to happen, code has to be notified early on. Almost every single department has their hands on this thing, and this is a thing that could, basically take up a minute of gameplay. God of War 2 has about 70 people on it. We got a pretty big team. Each department within the game development process has their own lead, and each week we have leads meetings kind of discussing specifics of what's going on.
I will jump right in with Charlie's updates.
Great, okay. This title, Visual Development Director, is really kind of something that we wanted to test out, because We really didn't have anything like this in our production pipeline. I really wanted to get all the visual development guys together because before there wasn't a lot of collaboration. We represent the whole minority group here. Yeah. Anyway, this is actually what it's like. I want to get an update on what you guys have been working on this week. Okay. If you guys have been working this week, why don't we start on this side? Eric, you want to just kind of run through some of the stuff that you've been working on?
All right. This is the Great Titan Oceanus concept that we've been working on. It's about camaraderie, I think, with the people that I work with. They constantly push me, and hopefully I push them.
How big is this guy right now?
He's huge. He's massive. It's just kind of about really enjoying yourself and really unleashing stuff in your mind to create something better than what we did before on God of War 1.
It'd be so cool if we can actually fly through all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think they were talking about that. I don't know if it's going to happen. It'd be cool.
I've been working on IO horses. Cool. I'm definitely excited that I get to be part of, a team that gets to create this, world that people are going to see. It's just another take on Greek mythology, so it's really cool.
Cool. Let's get back to work. To be able to form a team that we can really feel comfortable to say anything, whether it's critiquing each other's work or just wanting to hang around with each other, that part of it I'm probably most proud of on this time around.
We switched gears and we started doing something completely different at the drop of a hat. And that happens all the time. My job is primarily managing the production side, the art, the content that actually goes into the game. And Charlie works to develop the content that we end up creating on paper first. The art group is comprised a number of different teams. There's the animators, there's cinematic animators, tech artists who basically do everything from create rigs for characters to create scripts to help environment artists model faster. Then we have environment artists, and we have character artists, and we have effects artists.
It's going to be tweakable as well. Programmers are implementing features and making tools for the artists and the designers, for that matter, to use. We don't write the game for them. We write the tools which they use to make the game themselves. And we've had enormously good results from doing this. We find that the artists are much better positioned to use all this cool stuff than programmers are.
And that's great. That's by design. But
my job here entails managing the level design team, making sure they're on task and on track.
Level design is a lot about coming up with the puzzles and the layout and the pacing of an area and coming up with the themes and how they integrate with the story.
A really good puzzle is you come in, you know your objective, but you're not really quite sure how to reach that goal or objective. And it's kind of the process of going through and figuring out and having that aha moment, like, oh, I get it. And then you're able to go ahead and solve it. And as long as it's not too hard, not too easy, it's finding that sweet spot.
Okay.
You can trigger a camera from the lever that would transition, and then when you've successfully completed the lever, it'll be already transitioned, so it won't be like a big cut.
All right.
The challenge for the designers is we really have to focus on making it fun. I mean, a lot of ideas are good in theory, and they sound like they can be really cool, but taking it from a concept and a thought and an idea to actually making it work and playing it are such different things. Our job is to really nail, hey, is this fun? Is it challenging for the player?
Everything. I thought you only been focusing on animation.
No.
Well, yes.
Whole experience.
I'd say that the sound needs a total rework. Because the sounds of it crashing through, none of it sounds impressive. I want DTS 6.1. The best laid plans, it is exactly the best phrase for it, because it doesn't matter how well we plan something out. It doesn't matter how solid we think something is. When you get in there and you see it in 3 dimensions and you play it, you're like, wow. In my head and on paper, it felt different. We have to fix this, we have to change this. We'll magnify that by 1,000 because it's every single aspect has the exact same result. Each department, art, animation, characters, visual development, programming, and design, that was pretty sweet. Only the best here at Sony Computer Entertainment America. We hold things together with really important tape.
of the areas that I'm most pleased with and surprised about is the fact that there are a lot of people that really banded around Corey and supported him through this endeavor. He's in a pressure situation, and without the team, he's left with nothing.
I gotta say, it's way better than it was before. But what I would like to think my reputation is, hey, this guy is very passionate and is constantly all about the game. Like, works tirelessly to find solutions in every possible aspect, and whatever is needed, I do to get the job done. What really most likely goes on is, meh, he's okay. He's a little bit easier to work with than Dave, but you know, he still changes his mind all the time, and can't make up his mind about what he wants. If only he could choose what he wanted. But overall, he's pretty cool. You know, that's probably what it is. Mixed in with, I think he's a dick. I let them win this time to give them a full sense of security.
Corey's generally a pretty good guy to work with. There's been a few times, particularly towards the end of this project, where you could swear he's channeling Dave Jaffe sometimes. You know, he can be a very stubborn individual, but generally he's a pretty nice chap.
You know, we'll be sitting in a meeting and Corey will say something like, you know, whatever happened to the Golden Fleece or something like that. It's like, what? You know, everybody's like wondering what's going on with the Golden Fleece, and that becomes the new priority, and the priority isn't the Colossus anymore, it's the Golden Fleece. Well, the Colossus is a lot more important. The priorities change just like that on a dime, so it kind of changes the dimension of the team a little bit very quickly.
Corey's a handful, and yes, Corey can be flippant, but it's all well-meaning. I mean, Corey has a great vision, is making a great game. We're all here to support that vision. And you're going to have to change your mind a lot. You're going to have to keep pushing the edge. If something doesn't work that sounded great originally, you're going to have to change it. You might have to change that thing 15 times. I think that's why people can get frustrated with anybody in a creative position, especially one that is in a director position. I mean, everybody bitches about Stanley Kubrick, but he went out and made the finest films ever.
When is that on?
It's like on PBS.
PBS?
Yeah.
Who watches fucking PBS? I thought people just pretended to watch PBS. Like, I watch the Discovery Channel, the History Channel, and PBS. That's really what I watch. But that's totally not true. You know that they watch like USA and every Lorenzo Lamas movie. We are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're doing a redo and starting over.
Nice. I'm ready. So it's just going to start in 10.
That's very pretty.
Hello?
But does your wife do your ringtones for you, or what?
All right, start taping now.
We had a little glitch in the Cyclops mini game, so we had to start over, and I blame Joel Tobble for that. That's him right there, ladies and gentlemen.
The talent level of the team, just the amount of guys here that are able to produce art and animations and think of different crazy ideas to do with Kratos, and the programmers, the talent level on the team has just been absolutely astonishing.
Although challenging and not easy and not perfect, I think the teamwork that's been going on for the past couple of years is something this whole studio should be proud of.
I've never met a group of people who are more enthusiastic and passionate about what they do.
Nobody really has an attitude or that's misplaced or anything like that. Everybody has this healthy level competition, and you know, you look over your shoulder to see what somebody else is doing, because maybe you can learn something from them.
When you see other environment artists and you go over at lunch or on a break and you check out what they're building and you take off ideas from them and they bounce off ideas with you, and everyone's giving feedback. It keeps a little bit of healthy competition going, and at the same time it brings up the quality of the game.
This is a team that I think truly inspires each other.
You have to be on all the time, and if you're off, people notice, and the work suffers. So, you know, you generally need to come in and have 5 good days, not a single bad day. Of course, that's not possible because we're human. Games.
E3 is a big opportunity for media to get a glimpse into what's going on with the various software as well as hardware.
It's kind of an opportunity for developers to kind of show off.
It's bigger than Oscar night. I mean, it's huge. It's a chance where you get all these, you get all developers, you get all studios, you get all the gaming consoles like PlayStation, Xbox. Everyone's going to be there. It's hyped up. Everyone's psyched up. Everyone's just a fan of games.
We are about to go into our E3 meeting, sort of a pre-E3 update meeting to kind of get a status check from all the key leads of where we're at on the entire game. And this is actually going to be my first playthrough of the E3 build all put together. And hope everything goes fantastic because we don't have that much time.
After I hit yes or no on the progressive scan, what's the next image that comes up?
Front end. Making demos for E3, it's kind of one of those necessary evils, and it's something that we decided we would embrace when we were working on God of War. We decided, man, it sucks doing this, but let's just make the best of it, because if we're ever going to make this game successful, then making the press notice it at E3 would be very important.
We start Corey first.
So this begins
This
where?
is the beginning, right there.
E3 is important to God of War 2 because this is our opportunity to get the franchise out. We're kind of taking the training wheels off here and giving other people the controller and saying, you play it the way you want to play it. We're going to have to gauge their reaction from that.
Why did that guy just disappear? Is this not working? I didn't do anything. I don't know if this is all the latest stuff, because I'm seeing older animations. That has to get worked out. What about the art on this area? I thought it was...
It's done.
Yeah.
Like, those little landing pads are missing.
Did we, check this stuff before we have a meeting like this?
Corey,
be more
we
effective.
were doing our best to do that.
I'm not saying you're not doing your best. I'm just saying, would it be more advantageous? There feels like a lot of stuff like
We
this. broke.
would.
This
We
isn't
wouldn't
there.
be having this discussion until 7 o'clock tonight.
If that's what it's gonna be, then it's what's gonna be, right?
No.
So, I don't know, maybe if there's a lighting thing to do to kind of call attention to it a little bit more. I really want people to walk away from this going, fuck. I really didn't think that they could make a game better than the first one. We're just gonna trigger the Medusa to fucking jump you at this point. Right out at you. She's big enough that she essentially almost fills the front screen, and she just, right there and attacks you.
Could she pop out?
Well,
could you, hold on.
From this angle, I don't want to swap angles. It'd probably be much lower, to be more dramatic, but I want to stay in the hallway. I don't want to pop to other angles.
I understand. Players here, she jumps out, scares him, knocks him, boom, and the camera keeps tracking towards the Medusa, so you get close up into her face and then cut.
That's a CS move. Can you do that?
It's not a trivial matter.
It's no longer simple.
It's a non-trivial matter.
It was a simple setup before, and it won't be for that.
Right.
It's really easy to go through a production and go, okay, this is sort of working all the way. I'll get the last 10%, when we start heading down. Problem with that kind of mentality is always that 10% turns into 50, 60, 70%, because it's like, oh, well, what I thought was going to work didn't. Now I'm back to the drawing board. E3 allows us that opportunity to just go, we're going to get it all done, and it's got to be done all the way. And it kind of is a little wake-up call for a lot of people. I think that's great.
Well, Pegasus animations, just so that Pegasus himself feel like we're still in first pass with not a lot of stuff in there, and I thought we were going to be much further along.
This is the new God of War 2. This is going to be our signature piece.
Steve is the guy that has to basically jump in the middle of the firefight and calmly figure out how it's all going to get figured out. Bullets whizzing by all over the place, and he's got to figure out what's going to go on here. And, I'm over there with like a Gatling gun just firing bullets all over the place, throwing grenades at him. Hey, we should change this. Let's put this over here. What if we had rain in this scene? This would be awesome. Budget's going up in his head, schedule's ballooning out of control, and I'm just, like a kid who's found his dad's gun, firing it all over the place. He's not sitting around waiting for this problem to get solved on his own.
There's a lot of animation work to be done.
For whatever it's worth, it seemed like we've been talking a lot about art and some animation stuff, but it seems like when we go through the level, there's no enemies in there.
There's a
no
lot of
chests.
design work that has to go through.
Pegasus is almost completely undesigned at this point.
I totally disagree with that statement. You guys need to sit down and play Pegasus.
I play it every day over his desk. I mean, it's not.
Right.
It doesn't feel like. I'm not trying
aside.
to start shit or anything. I'm just saying we've been talking a lot about the art.
I just felt like the artists are here, and from a Pegasus standpoint, I had said I need to sit down with Chip and Aaron.
The purpose of this meeting is just to talk about the things that we can do, and then I basically have no place in saying that, I guess.
Steak's coming from a really good place, man. He's a guy that I feel truly leads by example. You know, this guy shows you that it can be done by doing it himself, by really instilling that sense of pride within your own work, by showing that he has that sense of pride in the work.
I'm not trying to start shit like it's not observation.
Yes, you are, but it's a good shit that you're starting. This isn't a dig on you, so don't think I'm attacking you. But you fucking suck. No, but seriously, we gotta fucking step it up.
That's it.
Excellent. There are numerous red flags. There's a ton of stuff that really needs a lot of work. Stitching the level together still really isn't there. It's kind of duct tape together. Not even it's scotch tape. It's scotch tape together right now. It's not even that much. We've got a lot of art issues, a ton of animations that have to get done. So we're gonna have a lot of fun trying to figure that one out. It was a good thing to kind of get a status check for everybody, but we have a shitload of work to do.
It was also mentioned that the projectiles that fire from Pegasus seem to be coming from the Pegasus's ass.
Pegasus is kind of an interesting situation that we got into because it's kind of like developing a new game. Every step of the way, you get one thing fixed and then you find something else that you didn't know about. So it's not like you can say it was broken, but it's a new feature that you need, and it's still happening right now.
Pegasus is a different game. Might as well be called Pegasus.
It doesn't look like this year we are making it with Pegasus, and it sucks for all of us, but we all kind of feel the exact same way, which is we don't want anybody to see it until we all feel 100% about it. So that's the sort of the double-edged sword of E3 is, you can chase the demo, trying to get it out there, trying to show people what you got, but if it's crap, you're gonna pay the price.
I was running the Pegasus push to E3, and to see that not make it was like getting kicked in the balls by a donkey. Very hard.
I think in the end we'll be all right, but I think right now there's still a lot to figure out with Pegasus.
Let's fix those weapons.
Right now you can tell everybody's stressed out, so you don't want to talk to anybody. You just kind of, if you stick around our little Viz Dev area, you'll be safe. So we're pretty relaxed. Hopefully this will only be seen after the game comes out. So we have to kind of get everything out before everybody builds it. So we've had our share. So now it's their turn. Can't go home until he goes home.
I'm sleeping here tonight, man. There's no hope for you. It's all over.
There you have it. I'm sleeping here tonight.
That hole that is created, it feels like we made it more extreme, like actual cracks that are here on one frame. We got so much done in this last month. We lost a few years off of our life due to sleep deprivation, but we got a lot done. They get to a point where they're just like, I don't know, should I attack? I don't know. Over here, they just want to love. So yeah, I don't have any idea why he's just decided now that attacking is not in his best interest. It's incredibly daunting knowing that the entire team is pushing themselves really hard and everybody's, staying late, putting in lots of overtime and really putting everything they have into this demo.
It's a much more tense environment than it normally is. I mean, everyone's really under the gun. A lot of pressure, a lot of tired people.
It's not rocket science. No one dies as a result of doing it, but it's a pretty stressful job nonetheless. Lots of very passionate people working on the project, and that can lead to some arguments and stress. And there's definitely a few evenings you go home and you just want to go and punch something.
The stress level gets high enough that I just try to mentally just stop myself from caring and just sort of robotically go about it. And no matter what somebody says to me, it's just like, okay, they don't mean that. I'm just going to keep moving.
There's a lot of freaking out and then just kind of stepping back and just reminding yourself that, it's a video game.
Who controls the camera tween? Does anybody? Is it automatic? How's that work? The product is ours. We have the right to beat the living crap out of it. We have the right to be picky and brutal and evaluate it from the, this is shit. This is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, we have the right. We're creating that. We have the right to say that. And I find that if we don't take that approach, or if someone doesn't take that approach, when we release the product, everyone else in the world will.
There's a smoothness to where the animation needs to be, and it's not there.
It's not about you're not doing your job. It's about the product isn't where it needs to be. What do we need to do to get the product there? That's always been my philosophy.
I gotta say, the ending is low budget. It's truly a live or die situation, you know? I want to make a great game and I want to make a great experience, but if I don't, it's probably it for me. I hope not, but most likely it is. I drove around for an hour looking for a parking space. I had forgotten how fantastic E3 is. Fuck that. It's been a long road, and we only have a small amount of the game finished. But it's showing very well. Right now, the booth is pretty packed. We've only got 8 stations, so a lot of people are at the booth. It's very exciting, very good for us. I'm looking forward to seeing people's responses back to this thing. Right now, I haven't heard anything, but seeing the crowds is definitely an inspiring thing.
But it's cool. It's so surreal, like seeing the game you work on, like on the floor. It's awesome.
Fantastic. I like the same gameplay with more intense moves. I like that you can do multiple grabs and that even though the guy is technically dead, you can still beat the crap out of him.
As a consumer, I say, why am I going to go drop cash on a 360 or a PS3 when I can get that kind of performance out of my PS2 and a game that looks that great?
That's awesome.
I was actually kind of bummed out when I heard we were going to do this game on the PlayStation 2. You know, going to E3, I was just like, this is great. We're squeezing juice out of the PS2 that's, you know, looking at the games at E3. 99% of the time when I look at a game, I'm like, our game looks better.
The day we ship our Gold Master, that will be the end of the PS2 era for me. And I'm going to be very sad. It's been, without doubt, the most fun console I've ever worked on. It's been a very, very good few years working on this machine. And I really feel like we're giving it a good send-off.
I think at E3 to see even with the PS3 booth 15 feet away, we still had lines of people wanting to play the game and people really enthusiastic and talking about it. It's why we make the games. It's why we suffer. And that's why we enjoy ourselves, is because we want people to have fun playing it and to see people having fun playing it. That's what it's all about.
Jared! What's up, Hans? How you doing, man? Dude, it's the first game I'm really actually proud of.
I'm 31 years old and I still can't believe I make games, right? I mean, that's a trip. That really is kind of worth it. But yeah, it's incredibly rewarding to see people that actually are feeling something when they play this game.
I'm like, this is the most excited I've ever been in my life. Dude, I'm totally geeked up. I showed up yesterday, I'm like, whee! You know, all happy. Nuts. This is great.
Between hyped up, exhausted, relieved, stressed, I'm all over the map right now. It's been a pretty crazy day. I think the interest in the game is really high right now, and that's awesome. I think it's really encouraging to see, and I hope that we can build and maintain this level of media hype. I think it all speaks well to this game coming out of the door next year and just rocking.
Alpha is all of the content that's taking up the proper amount of memory space on the disk, implemented in the way that it's supposed to be implemented, though it may not be fun, though it may not be perfectly, the emphasis on the syllable was wrong, perfectly implemented, and it may not be, have the final look of the entire thing, but the elements have to be there.
Okay.
Good to go.
Sweet. Thank you.
Solid.
15 days until alpha. Yay! Basically, this is the big push. This is it.
Basically, we're in the mode right now where there's the final things that we're putting together to put together the game.
These guys are working their asses off, and I'm thinking about how to reward them. We have to do something. We have to get together and really have an opportunity as a team to toast each other, toast the progress thus far, and what we've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time, and with the stresses and the strains. These are the most talented people I have ever been privileged to work alongside, and that's the honest to God's truth.
I feel great. We have done a lot. I know that at the Halloween party last year, we still had a lot of work ahead of us and there was a lot of uncertainty. What we've accomplished in this period of time is just amazing. A lot of people are tired, but they're finding their reserve tanks and they're finding strength or will to continue on by seeing progress being made in all the different aspects of the game and really being inspired by each other.
There's definitely a few things in this game. There's been a couple of things I've seen in the last few weeks. It's like, God damn, that's pretty fucking cool. It's going to be pretty good.
This is a very important time for our studio. If we can come out and make God of War 2 better than the first one, we'll be recognized the industry over as a powerhouse.
It's all about doing what we can to achieve perfection. And I think we know we'll never hit it 100%, but the mantra that's never talked about, but the general force of the leadership here within the studio is let's always strive for it.
I'm out to make the best game possible. The amount of time and effort and energy and life that I've put into these things, I don't get it back, so you might as well do it right.
It's really for the fans of this game. And the more people that play it, the better that we feel. That we've really reached out to a lot of people, taken these people on an adventure, told them a story. So is that good?
That's good.
Have we got it all?
We got it all.
Fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, it seems to be taking a bit more of an important role lately, like a lot of people.
What's going on here?
We are here at Signet Sound Studios, recording the voiceover dialogue. It really is the first time my words are coming to life from a voiceover perspective, so it's very exciting.
We're getting ready to record Kratos, the lead character in God of War. T.C. Carson, who plays Kratos, was the original Kratos in the first God of War.
Athena, you conspire against me? Kratos is this god that he's been stripped of everything. His mother's dead, his family's dead by his own hands, and he's just seething with anger and guilt and all of that. Return to Sparta and prepare for battle.
People who play the game, they like being Kratos. You know, they like having that power. They like wielding that power. I, as a voiceover actor, I like wielding that power.
You defy the god of war?
I have a lot of rage. It's really not good. I'm trying to work with it, but, you know, I can't do like Kratos does. I can't go out and just maim and mutilate people. I have to go and meditate. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Kratos, the once mortal warrior, finds himself on a journey to the ends of the earth, pulling him into the inevitable darkness. What I'm being when I am a narrator is a storyteller. And that's the most primitive form of theater, and it's what I love the most.
You certainly don't live up to your reputation, do you, Kratos?
It's been a real interesting ride, that Clash of the Titans thing. This movie that I didn't think was going to really go anywhere became this long-lived, iconic film.
At least I can bathe in the glory of being the one who brought down the mighty Kratos, the slayer of gods. Although I hardly think a harpy's fool such as yourself deserves such praise.
It's very interesting to go back in the booth today and try to recreate the ethos of that character and try to not make him sound too much like a kid, but more like a guy who's, I mean, obviously, Perseus would be a little bit older now. He was that in 1979.
Andromeda, my love, you will soon be with me again.
That's very nice.
I suppose there's a certain responsibility to bring credibility to a character like this, an iconic character. But it's really, it's a challenge to go out of your own self and to find a character that bears no resemblance whatsoever to who we are in our everyday life, and that's why I became an actor.
What do you mean, Gaia?
Not very often do you get the chance to play something as an actor that is so far removed from who you are, and not really removed from who you are, because we all have that side of us. And it's been really fun to be able to tap into that side of me, that Kratos side of me.
I got it in my mind now.
We want to make him big.
I got it. We can. This is going to be good. It's going to be real good.
I'm very excited about Atlas. To me, it was a big coup to get Michael Clark Duncan, because when I thought about Atlas, that's the voice that always attached it for me. He has an incredibly powerful, commanding voice.
You dare show your face to me? Who breaks my chains of torment?
He's a physical character. He's one of the strongest guys in the world. Actually, he carries the world on his shoulders.
You know, to carry that around with you, especially for eternity, I can't even imagine. You have everybody's burdens right on your shoulder, and it must be very painful.
He's so big, he has absolutely no care in the world, so there isn't any need to push it out. His voice is so powerful, even in a whisper.
Yeah, I'm still shouting a little.
You don't have to shout at all.
Don't
Thank
shout,
you.
yeah, don't shout at all.
You don't have to push it at all.
The relationship between me and the voice director is very unique, because she is giving you, or he is giving you, specific directions on how you should say the line. That director is there to help you get a physical and a mental picture of exactly how this character should be played. I could not do this any other way without having somebody back on the other side tell me, okay, Michael, say it like this, say it a little softer, say it a little bit more angrier. They're very essential to what I have to do. To be a god.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Return to Sparta and prepare for battle.
Usually they tell you to bring it in, make it smaller. Can you tighten it up?
Return to Sparta and prepare for battle.
In game world, bigger is definitely better. And in a game like this, you really can't be too big.
This is take 9, and
this ends now.
That's good.
Very nice. We're being quite a team today, huh?
It's great to work with people who can work with you, who know how to work with you, and know how to get the best out of you.
All the power that made Kratos the god of war. What's so odd about doing these games is that, in fact, I can't tell you about my character because I don't know anything about her. You want a fairly gravelly, inflected voice for Gaia. So I'm wondering if perhaps the narrator is just a more simple, straightforward voice.
Narrator and Gaia are the same character. They're just presented differently, and we don't want the voices to sound at all different.
They're working in broad general lines with Greek mythology. And so I address the language of my lines in an epic fashion. But beyond that, I really don't know anything. I'm just going in the dark. And they say, oh, that's great, or, oh, we'd like to try that again.
So this exclamation point after away, even though he's got his head down on the door, is that still...
When he says, and now you've dashed it all away, that's when he's going to turn around and it's the accusatory, like...
To do a voiceover of something that I've never seen. I mean, I know Perseus, I know that character because I played him, but I have no idea what's going on in this game and what the challenge really is within the context of the game. So it's a little odd.
Am I, the great Perseus, to kill this fallen god to receive an audience with you?
Nice.
Will that allow me to bring my love back from the grasp of Hades himself?
Yeah, that's great. That's where it's at. That's the level.
The people that create the video games, I'm sorry, fellas, but they're a little nerdy. You know, t-shirts, jeans, and, you know, they are really particular about their game. To watch them listen and see their game come to life is really a joy.
But there was more resting on Kratos' shoulders than he could know. My nephew is a big gamer and has friends. Sorry. Has friends who game. If they're all as bright as he is, yes. Sounds like a very interesting group of people. Fight, Spartan. I missed by a long shot being a computer kid. I was one of those people who had to learn how to do it in my 40s.
So you're not a gamer?
I'm not a gamer, no.
My experience with video games in general is that right there.
But, you know, I'm from the generation where, you know, computer stuff is, you know, we getting through it.
A war the Titans believed we must win. I used to play video games, the racing, and I got kind of geeked up on that, and found myself spending like 5 and 6 hours playing this racing game, and it just took too much time. And I said I should be doing something else more productive.
To me, I don't get it. But then again, you know, I'm an old fart.
Nothing will stop me in my quest! I will have my vengeance!
I saw some of the pre-animation stuff, and they had put the voice in already, and to see the character move and to hear my voice come out of that, it was a trip.
I would like to get that body right there. Maybe a couple more pounds, a couple more push-ups, I'll be there.
It's a good thing I don't have to turn into that, isn't it?
My title is Senior Technical Artist. The duties that involves are setting up production pathways, maintaining those production pathways, and then specifically on the technical end, we use a lot of what we call MEL scripting, Maya Embedded Language, which is our 3D package, and we write scripts and tools and UIs and that to make certain processes as easy as possible for the artists to use. All our characters consist of simply a character hierarchy, which is his bones and his geometry and textures, and then we have a list of files elsewhere that are the animations. And we're able to look at those really quickly simply by opening each file, but it proved to be even more useful to be able to put them all in one file and look at them in sequence. So we could see how the run goes into an attack, which goes into an idle, which goes into another attack. I think we're going to see some exciting results from the animators being able to use that and see their stuff a lot more quickly.
I thought I was really creative, but then I found out that I was more technical in the long run. Okay, I guess I'll come up and look at it. I think I'm pulled away every hour. Maybe I get 2 hours at my desk on a hectic day. Sometimes I don't get to my desk, which is the worst. Hey, Jackie. I generally tend to know everybody's position on what they do or can and can't do, and most of the bugs that come around. So I generally just get to fix it. It's probably looking for another camera. If I wasn't here, most people think that it might explode the entire building, but I kind of beg to differ because If everyone pulls their knowledge together, we could make it through no matter what.
Another problem solved. Just one more in a long day of solving problems.
A good technical artist should definitely be creative, but the most important part is being technical. There's a character called Pegasus, and it's basically a horse that has big wings. The character artist that was working on the feathers was trying to figure out a nice way to make the feathers look realistic. We did a test with joints. We had 10 joints per wing that we used to move the different points on the wing around to give the effect of turbulence deforming the wings and the feathers. We quickly realized that that's something that's going to be too expensive, so we pursued other ways of doing the same effect. I then did a test with something that's called blend shapes. The way it works is we create 3 blend shapes, one for each version of the random kind of feather movement. And the way we do that is we just select the mesh, we duplicate it, move it to the side. We then select the vertices where the feathers are, and then we use the script that randomly moves these points around. Here we have the 3 versions of the different feather effects, so you can see that these feathers are kind of randomly moved around on each version. So if I move this up, you can see it, the points moving randomly. And in the game, when we bring it in, it looks something like this. I really enjoyed trying something new that's never been done before, at least not in our game. When the challenge is, hey, we want you to do something grand, but on the other hand, we want you to make it as cheap as possible for the engine to run. And when this worked out, it was a really good feeling, and everybody was really excited. And it added that extra oomph to the effect that, to sell it to the audience.
Upon defeating Ares, Kratos, the once mortal warrior, finds himself on a journey to the ends of the earth.